We came across this story, so let me get to my notes here because I want to make sure we have all of this right. It's called a responsible time off program, different than a PTO program, right? Paid time off, which is what you generally see across the board. So there's this one company, it's an insurance brokerage company, Holmes Murphy. They said after 1 year of this responsible time off program, the talent officer went on to say, we haven't seen it being taken advantage of, nor have we seen people taking less time off as a result. So this responsible time off is that people know they have an unlimited number of days to take off. They tried it for a year, and I was actually surprised to hear this, the fact that people didn't take advantage. I think just merely knowing that you aren't held to like PTO, you have this many hours that you can burn throughout the year. So you start crafting vacations around it, then it gets exhausting, then it's like, well, how about if I get sick? Well, what happens then? Or how about if I need to take a time off or day off, but so you put days on reserve, and then you end up getting all these days at the end of the year that the company ends up, when you leave, having to pay off. So I think I like this whole, what's it called, responsible time off program, because A, it saves money for the company too, they're saying, because at the end you're not having to pay employees out. And then it's also just the mental note of, I can take the time off when I need it and want it. You know what I'm saying?
And that company said too, so they've tried this already where it's basically unlimited vacation
for a whole year.
Term. And they tried it out, and they said that they didn't see a real big difference in the people who were choosing to take the time off. And so, but yeah, it is just that, like you said, Megan, the idea of being able to have the option. I think mentalness is a lot to do with that, being able to mentally feel like you can break away and you're not trapped. It goes a long way, even if you're not choosing to take it.
Now, you're an adventurer. Would it change the way would you take more of these adventures? Would they be extended?
I don't know that I would still have a job because I would want to be gone all the time. No, I think it would for me because, there are a lot of things that I would love to be able to do while I have a young and healthy body and I'm capable of it. I would love to have the option to retire now, work later. But I know financially that's not going to work out for me.
Retire?
So,
wait. Retire now.
Is this a thing?
If you retire, you ain't ever going back to work.
Okay, so then another word for retire. No work now, work later. I would love to be able, because think about it, while you are young and have the energy to do it before you start a family or when you're in the beginning stages of starting a family, to be able to have all that time to do what you want to do, I mean, wouldn't that just be amazing? And then yes, when you've lived your life and you feel like you're good, then go to work until, however long you need to pay for
These employees are not going to be too happy to have
Of course
someone
not. No, that's not really going to happen.
Age.
But,
never know.
But I do think
don't know if I like that.
The unlimited time off, though, to me, I do think if I would probably not take advantage of it. No, I think I would still have the mindset, what will my coworkers think? Will they be resentful of me if I take all this time off? All the workload will go on them. But I'm somebody who's thinking about other people. There might be selfish people out there who say, I don't care. They're giving me the option. I'll take 6 months. Who knows?
Yeah, that doesn't. Whoa, goodness gracious.
Other side. There you go.
I don't understand how one little piece of hair messes up a mic that
It's very weighty hair.
It's very weighty hair? Goodness, we'll talk about hair in just a minute. But I'm on the opposite spectrum. I like to get out, I like to travel. I feel like I've done a lot of traveling, even more so now than I did in my last job, which was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I feel as though we do have a good company culture here.
Yeah.
Where we're able to take, I even said to myself when I'm on a plane last night, I was at the Jersey Shore for a bachelorette party over the weekend. It was an extended weekend, and I had just taken vacation in Hawaii. And it is PTO, but it's all been able to be worked out, and we have such understanding managers here. Like, I feel like it all comes down to that. I don't know that we need to implement a responsible time off program. This has worked out for me, being able to have PTO and make it work.
But if you had 1 or 2 more long weekends that you could take and you got all your work done, but you just want to take an extra Monday off here and there, would you not want that?
I mean, sure, but I don't know. To me, I think work-life balance is important, but I think there's a way of doing that by still coming to work every day and showing up. For me, I don't know. I don't like taking time off, like too much time off at a time, like being gone for a month or being gone for 3 weeks. Like,
I just came back from the longest vacation I've taken in 20 years.
And
how do you feel now?
Weren't you itchy to get back?
A little itchy to get back. The problem is the moment you start sleeping in and going, oh, this is so nice to sleep in, you immediately think, oh, it's going to be so painful to go back to that 2 a.m. alarm.
Yes, right. Totally.
Yeah, no, that never gets
for
easier.
me, I agree in the sense that I actually really like working. People always say, if you ever win the lottery, would you quit working? And I would say no.
Absolutely
At least
not.
for as long as I could. I would still want to have that task and a schedule and structure because that's who I am. But for the things that I like to do, it's not in my hometown. So to be able to be adventurous and to go to all these places that I want to go to, this job particularly doesn't allow me to travel that much. Like,
Right.
yes, of course I get my time off, which is amazing. And
You
I'm
need
so
the
grateful for
Tibetan
that.
mountain range by you.
But if I want to go hike Mount Everest one day, I'm going to need 2 months off. I can't do that working in television, which I completely understand. But,
Right.
you know, it's just, so I could understand for certain people who say, I really want to get into a certain career, but the option would never work-life balance-wise, maybe you can find a place that would allow it.
Yeah.
You know?
Popular places, Netflix, LinkedIn, Silicon Valley have implemented these sort of programs. And we were reading in this article that in 2015, so 2 years ago, GE, so General Electric, number 13 on Fortune magazine's ranking of nation's highest revenue companies, rolled out an unlimited vacation plan for its salaried workers.
Wow.
So 2 years ago, sounds like it's still in play.
Yeah.
And I think if a company can wrap its head around it and take that plunge, right? For any company to go, okay, we're giving all of this freedom to people. I think when you know that you have that sort of freedom, I think of it as like any relationship, right? When you start dating and you have someone or significant other who's like, puts rules down, like you can't do this, you can't do that, like these are the number of hours we have to hang out. I've never been in a relationship like that. But
I know, it sounded for a moment like you were working this out. Is this therapy? Who was that?
I think Caesar and I have been together since high school, and our relationship has evolved drastically over the years. And I remember when I first started like going out and having weekends with friends, it was very much like he'd get really nervous and just be like, always wanting to call, and he's going to kill me that I'm saying this right. Not literally.
Morning,
that I'm
Caesar.
saying this right now, but he'd always be like checking in, like, what are you doing? And it was a level of just, I think we were young, and it's like this trust. You don't want to like let something go because how about if it like goes away? But it's that trust. But this weekend, this is the first time I'd gone on a long girls trip.
Yeah.
And he was like the coolest ever, and it made me want to like call him when I got home, even if it was 4 a.m. Like, I liked that freedom. I'm going to give you more because I have the control.
Wait a minute. What were you doing out till 4 a.m.? What were you girls doing? What is there to do at 4
What is
a.m.?
there to do in Jersey
What
Shore?
were you doing in New Jersey?
I mean, as we get older, as girls were talking about this, like we're out, we're having fun, we're dancing, we're taking pictures.
Yeah.
We're on the boardwalk. We've never been to Seaside Heights in at the Jersey Shore. It was like a really cool experience. We did all this traveling just to be at the Jersey Shore and see the Jersey Shore house and fist pump and do all of that. But we like couldn't wait to get pizza and walk back to the house.
Right.
But I think why we were gone till 4 a.m. is because we wore heels, like high heels.
Right.
Like going
Trying
out.
to get your snooki on.
For the first time in a long time, like it took a long time to walk from the club to the house.
It took 3 hours to
we're
go
like,
a mile.
oh my gosh, like we are getting
They don't
old,
have
my friends.
Lyft or Uber in Jersey Shore?
Yeah, but it wasn't that far. Like, it would be silly to call an Uber, but it was long to walk in very large hills. I'm like, seriously, I have lost my mojo, my friends. FaceTiming Caesar on my way home, like, I'm not who I used to be. So anyways, talk to us. Anyone comment?